Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer Combat Cards Campaign Mode. This one is Orcs against Chaos. We've got everything at max level, 400 points, and the Aura of Rage. And I'm going to be showing you two decks, one using a bunch of pay-to-win Lords of War, and the other with 0 legendaries. But before we get into that, just as an example of the type of cards I'm going to be using in the first deck, over in the shop we've got a new Squiggoth card. Now you may look at this and be like, huh, that looks familiar. I thought I already had that in my collection, and indeed, this was the old Squiggoth artwork, but it turns out Old Games Workshop was like, hey, that's not actually a Squiggoth. It's a gargantuan Squiggoth, so they had to change the artwork and make a new card for this one. If we go over here, you can actually see the old Squiggoth. It now looks like this. Still has the same stats and everything. But yeah, this new Muncha Cruncha, it's a legendary with Berserk and Fear. At max level has over 100 ranged in melee and 460 health. It's also 96 points, which is extremely expensive, and it is a Lord of War, but you do have to spend money in order to purchase it, which is true for all of the Lords of War so far, as well as the Supreme Commanders. Now, we're at level 10 on the first day of this campaign, and we're going to be running Supreme Commander Gazgul Thraka, running 3 Lords of War as bodyguards. We got the Kill Blast to tank, we got the Stompa, and the Morkanaut, which this one in particular is quite good because the shields. Honestly, I think the Gorkanaut would be better than like the Stompa, but because the Gorkanaut is not a pay-to-win card, it does not qualify to be in this deck. Now, we do have 2 very cheap fodder cards, which also combo pretty well with the remaining points. So we got the Orc Boy with Endless, and the Little Gretchen with Taunt. So let's go ahead and deploy, and we'll see how these cards do. It's been a little while since I used Gazgul Thraka. Of course, how this deck fares will depend largely on the Warlord we're facing. I think against Huron Blackheart, things should go pretty smoothly. Now go ahead and drop the high health things first, so we'll go with the Kill Blast to tank there, immediately dealing 49 damage through the first part of Gazgul Thraka's rule. The more total health you have on the field whenever you deploy a new card, the more damage you'll be dealing. So in this case, I didn't really want to deploy the Stompa first, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and drop it here. Dealing 101 damage to the Defiler, which is big game, so it's going to be taking a lot of extra damage from the Stompa. And then, yeah, we could just drop this Gretchen, I guess, and he'll be taunting for a bit. We do get the Precision Shot from the Kill Blast tank, so that's going to be going off, dealing a lot of extra damage here. The enemy has the first turn. That's a new card in the center lane right there with Death Blow. A whole lot of damage. Luckily, most of that damage is going into the Gretchen there. Wow. The melee counterattack from the Kill Blast finishing that guy off, and Stompa just crushing the other dude. So, well, if they're gonna keep dropping big game across from the Stompa, I think we'll just keep it there. We'll drop the Orc Boy next, and when this guy respawns, we'll be able to deal some extra damage. 82 damage right there to the War Dog. Carnivore. Nice, got some new cards here. The Blight Hauler with Big Game Hunter, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, let's just keep going ranged. That's what this deck is doing here at the moment. So, 150 Big Game Hunter damage, coming pretty close to taking down the Carnivore. Here comes that Orc Boy, dealing another 82 damage to the Blight Hauler. And they're dropping, ooh, okay. The Archlord Discordant with he's a Big Game Hunter, is going to be dealing some pretty good damage there, 158, and here comes the Death Blow from the Carnivore, coming very close to killing the Stompa, which activates the second part of Supreme Commander Gazgul Thraka's special rule, which increases the attack stats of your low health units by 25%, which is pretty significant. It'd be even better if we had Inspiring Presence on the field, but yeah, you can see right here, that's a lot of damage right there. And these guys were about to die, so that was pretty good timing. They still might die anyway because they just dropped that like flaming chariot thing in the center. We'll see how much damage the Stompa does. Well, it just blows everything up. Okay, so that was pretty good. I was kind of hoping to deploy the Warlord because he's a beast himself, but I guess we will not have to do that this game, it looks like. Just massive amounts of damage from these Lords of War. Alright, so that gives you a little idea of what these Lords of War can do at the hands of Supreme Commander Gazgothraka. Got to see the special rule in action, at least. That was pretty fun. Now, for the next match, let's switch things up here. Also, forgot to mention that, so I got like over 5,000 victory points in that match, so we're running Mazrog Skragbad, and we've got 4 epics in the deck, so, I mean, some pretty solid cards in here. We got 4 commons and then 1 rare, so no legendaries, and no pay-to-win cards. All these cards are in the general card pool. Of course, not everyone's going to have every single one of these cards in the collection, but yeah, this is about as free to play as you can get, I think. So we're going to compare this to the Lords of War deck, and we'll see how it does. We are running the full 8 bodyguards, so I think this deck has overall more health than the others, than the other one. Although, we didn't really get, we didn't get to see the Morkana in action, unfortunately, in the last game. The shields on that would have kept it alive for a ridiculous amount of time. Now, we are up against the good old-fashioned Abaddon, and we have the initiative, even though, actually, we had the same initiative. Go ahead and drop that Squigoth there. First, yeah, we had the same initiative, but we're going first. I'm not really sure how that works. Is it just random? Seems to be. Just randomly chooses who goes first. Okay, they got the Lord of Virulence with poison. It'd be fun to see some poison on the Berserker. Okay. Yeah, I really like seeing all these new cards. Quite a few cards that I don't actually have in my collection, like this Thousand Suns Zangor. It's a pretty new one. Alright, let's kick things off here with, sure, let's just go melee, why not? Gain some health every time we attack, taking a chomping bite out of these guys. Taking quite a bit of damage in return, though. They are hitting pretty hard. 25 damage from the poison at the end of each turn. That is pretty painful. So these Berserkers are going to be getting pretty angry, though. Alright, so they're dropping a Sorcerer. We'll just keep going melee, I believe. And I think, yep, that Squighog boy is going to go down. Now, it'd be nice to deploy a healer, if we have one. Can't remember if I put one in this deck or not. Okay, but we have Furious Charge. That could be pretty good, too. We'll drop this over, see if they, oh, they shifted everything over. That's annoying. And the Land Raider, that is a really annoying card. This one is an epic, but man, that thing. Big Game Hunter and Taunt. Pretty brutal. Range debuff, too. But hey, we can keep going melee here, and we should do, well, I mean, 447 damage, that's a lot of damage, but I'm afraid that taunt is going to be reducing the damage by quite a bit. It isn't max level taunt, though, so actually, we're still dealing quite a bit of damage. Taking down that Land Raider, and yeah, this Death Dread, though, it's about to die. And I imagine they'll keep going. Well, I don't know, will they? They switched to melee. Okay, there we go. Alright, Death Dread goes down. Squigoth, still at 121 health, with 169 melee at the moment. That's pretty good. And, you know what, I was going to drop this, but let's see what these common cards can do. So, we'll drop the Scrap Jet, one of the oldest cards in my collection, I think, for the Orcs. 78 damage there. Do get the healing off the Furious Charge, which is pretty nice. They keep dropping more Psychers, though. And they got the Fear reducing the damage on the Squigoth. But I think that thing will survive for another turn. Man, Abaddon, though. His special just does nothing, which is kind of hilarious. Whoa, okay. Wasn't expecting that. The Brass Scorpion just comes out, wallops the Scrapjet. Yeah, that's a pretty nasty one. I don't think we're going to be killing it. Okay, but we do have enough to kill the other 2 bodyguards, so... You know, this deck is doing just fine. Like, we still have 3 bodyguards remaining, about to bring out the Warlord. Question is, will it get more victory points than the Lord of War deck? That is what I would like to know. Let's go with, I guess we'll drop this guy over here. Yeah, this is going to be doing a lot of damage now. I think it's going to just kill the Death Dread in one hit if they go melee, which they are. 353 damage. Wow. That's pretty painful. But the Death Blows dealing some good damage to Abaddon, and then we can finish him off with these other guys. Let's bring out the Mecha Dread. This big game hunter. And get some Inspiring Presence in here. Really like that guy. Alright, so yeah. I mean, still first day, so of course it's not really that difficult. And our free-to-play deck was able to make it through quite easily. 5,212 victory points, so yeah, about the same. Obviously this was one level higher, so we were going to get more victory points, I think. They did smash through a lot of our bodyguards, though, towards the end. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of good options that you could use with Orcs. Orcs have a lot of strong warlords. The keywords encourage you to use, like, snake bites and whatnot. But there are some pretty fun combos that I would like to try out, though, with the Lords of War. So I may do another video in this campaign. It is a 3-day campaign. Got a lot of time. I don't think I've tried Zodgrod with the Lords of War, or Badruk for that matter. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for some more Daka in the coming days. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.